Did you know that literary devices feature regularly in the LNAT? Understanding these techniques is an essential and often overlooked part of your Section A preparation. Here is the direct answer. Literary devices are the structures writers use to convey messages and express ideas. Identifying them helps you decode the context, tone, and hidden nuances of LNAT passages. In Section A, you may be given a specific word, phrase, or sentence, and asked to identify the literary device used. Recognizing them also helps you decipher the author's true intentions. Consider a simple contrast. Writing, "He ran like the wind," paints a far more vivid image than "he ran very fast," even though both sentences carry the same literal meaning. Let us start with the classic comparisons. A metaphor directly compares two unrelated things, like saying, "Time is a thief." A simile does the same, but uses like or as, such as "her cheeks were as red as roses." Personification gives human qualities to non-human objects, like the wind whispered through the trees. Anthropomorphism assigns full human traits to non-human entities, like animals displaying complex human emotions. Irony is a contrast between what is expected and what actually occurs. Satire uses humor, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize human vices, follies, or shortcomings. Hyperbole is an extreme exaggeration used for emphasis, like being so hungry you could eat a horse. Conversely, an understatement deliberately presents something as less significant than it really is, often for ironic effect. You must also recognize the three persuasive appeals, which are everywhere in LNAT argument passages. Ethos appeals to the credibility and character of the writer, establishing them as trustworthy and knowledgeable. Pathos appeals to the reader's emotions, evoking sympathy, pity, or fear to move the audience. Logos is an appeal to logic and reason, relying on clear, rational arguments supported by evidence. An allusion is a brief reference to another work of literature, a historical event, or a famous person. An allegory is a whole narrative with a deeper symbolic meaning, often expressing a political or philosophical idea. Tone is the author's attitude toward the subject matter. Diction is the specific choice of words, and that choice quietly shapes the overall tone and meaning of the entire text. A paradox is a statement that appears contradictory but may reveal a deeper truth, like "this is the beginning of the end." An oxymoron combines contradictory words, like deafening silence or jumbo shrimp. Repetition is the deliberate reuse of the same word or structure for emphasis. Anaphora is a specific form, repeating a phrase at the beginning of successive clauses, as in, "I have a dream." A few more are worth knowing. Alliteration repeats initial consonant sounds, and euphemism softens a harsh idea, as when passed away stands in for died. Symbolism lets an object represent a deeper meaning. Now here is a practical bonus. We strongly recommend using 1 or 2 literary devices in your Section B essays, but no more than 2 unless the essay genuinely calls for it. Well-crafted essays that feature judiciously placed devices tend to receive higher marks than those written in plain, ordinary language. These touches lift your writing above the average response. More importantly, they demonstrate your comfort and fluency in English to the examiner. A confident, well-placed metaphor signals genuine command of the language, and that impression counts. But to identify these devices instantly under time pressure and to deploy them naturally in an essay, you need extensive practice with realistic exam-style questions. Start testing your knowledge today with a free full-length LNAT practice test at LawMint.uk. For comprehensive preparation, get the full pack of 200 tests with 8,400 multiple-choice questions. Subscribe to @LNAT Prep on YouTube for more.